Good afternoon and welcome to the Happy Half Hour. I'm Leigh Kubin.
And I am Sandra Priestley. Welcome to the podcast. Happy
Happy
Thursday.
Thursday.
I love the background that you've got going on in this
I'm in the game room.
episode. I
Mhm.
feel so fucking good. This is going to be so magical.
I can't wait to see what comes up. What are you drinking?
What is not magical is my Dandy Blend Dandelion coffee.
Oh,
Recording a little bit earlier today, and I did not feel like at this point I was going to drink
yeah.
something from alcohol. So I'm still drinking coffee, and I'm trying to love Dandy Blend coffee.
Mm.
I am trying.
That sounds
I
like efforting to me.
sounds like efforting. It does not sound. I know. I was doing a training earlier on goddess energy and like really spending time like just experiencing things.
Mm-hmm.
And so the example that I gave was grabbing a cup of coffee, my beautiful mug that says hello beautiful, paying attention to it. The inside of my mug, there's a gold heart, which it just feels nice. It looks nice. It feels nice in my hand. It's got this nice little pink. And you put your lips on the cup and you feel it, and then you taste it and you sip it, and you should ideally love the flavor.
Okay, can I tell you what this sounds like to me?
Stop the fucking Dandy Blend coffee.
Well, yeah, but this sounds like this is no different. I want chocolate cake, like extra delicious chocolate cake. And I have this beautiful plate and this beautiful fork. And I'm going to put a pile of shit on it, Sandra, and I'm going to try to eat it and make it cake.
That is exactly where I'm at. Exactly.
Yeah, come on.
Oh, I know. Okay, tell me what you're.
Well, I am drinking an espresso martini
Ah,
out of my cute little martini glass. But it is absolutely delicious.
why are you sitting? I'm so excited to know. You told me I am sitting in the games room for a reason, and we're
Yes.
going to talk about this on the podcast, but I do not know what the reason is. So I'm
Okay.
so excited to know. And also, I love your games room.
Thank you. Even though it looks like it's just a screen behind me.
Yeah, it does. It
Mm.
doesn't look like you're actually in that room. It looks
Oh,
like you've used a
yeah.
Zoom. Or,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep. Okay.
Well, to know you're
I
there.
was
Oh,
talking to my coach this week, and last week she sort of gave an assignment that I didn't want. And she wanted me to do some things for my business that were really her inspiration. They might have been
mm,
really good advice, but as I contemplated it and thought about it, there was more resistance there. It felt like efforting. And there
mm,
wasn't like, I don't have to know where it's going to take me. I just need to be inspired to move and do a little thing. And from that little thing, I get more inspiration. Okay, do this. Okay, do this. And it's really any magical moment in my life happened that way. It never happened by me going, okay, how am I going to force this thing to be?
right.
How am I going to manipulate the world to bend to nothing ever comes from that for me.
And you don't coach that way either. You do not coach
No. And
boss.
she normally does not either.
Mm-hmm.
But
Okay.
anyway, I was starting to kind of do some of the things that she was wanting me to do. And as I just kept feeling resistance, this is efforting, this wasn't inspired.
Yeah.
I thought, I'm not going to do it. I wasn't led and like, there wasn't that little, oh, that gentle, do this, move here.
Yeah.
And so when I talked to her this week, she said, so what'd you do? Where are you? And I said, well, I decided that was efforting and I never get anywhere good from efforting. I just get more of the same and
Yeah.
feeling stuck. And I said, what I need to do is something like paint our music room. That feels less efforting and more inspiring because I'll be in there. It's in our helpful people in travel. I'll be thinking about all of the helpful people out there that are waiting and ready to assist me. I'll be thinking about the travel and what that could mean and who I will meet along the way. And I said, oh shit, we have a long weekend and we have no social plans. I have no meetings. I have no, like, I had nothing to do. And I was excited to have a quiet weekend of nothingness. But this sounds more fun. And I got
Mm.
super excited and what if and possibilities and what am I going to see and feel? And so I gently told Paul, hey, I'm painting the music room this weekend. We have no plans. And that is what I feel like doing. And he's like, well, I hope you have fun. And I let him be because he works, he's got a lot of pressure and a lot of responsibility. And if he needed a weekend that did not involve painting, I was not going to force that upon him. So I just let him be. And that night, he's like, honey, I want to paint on Saturday. So while you go into the office that morning, I'm going to get the room prepped and ready. And then we had Easton all weekend too.
Okay.
So get everything prepped and ready so that when you get home and then Lily gets home, because she got home shortly after I did, she can take over and then we can just focus on the room. And I was like, oh, yay. And he did. He was all in. But when I was in there looking at the room, he had painted these stripes on the wall about 7 years ago, 8 years ago. And immediately, I did not like them. And I blamed it on the colors. I wasn't in love with the color combination. But then it hit me as I was looking at the room and what do I want this to feel like? So that wood was not good in a metal area.
No, no. Vertical lines equals wood. And that would just diminish the metal.
Yeah. And I see these things and I'm like, you should know better. And the stripes, how long I didn't like them because they were stripes and are helpful people in travel. Hello.
It's amazing. And I always tell when I'm working with women on feng shui, I always say, you will know it will feel not right.
Right.
And it doesn't logically, it's like, how does it not feel right? It's just the energy. It's like we
Yeah.
can't explain it.
Yeah.
It's just the way that the energy moves. And I'm telling you, if you have paint stripes in a metal area, it's not gonna feel good.
No. No.
It's not
It didn't. And we
right.
left him there for a long time. So I cannot tell you
Right.
the relief. Well, and interestingly, once I identified it and knew it was going away, I started seeing evidence of these helpful people just showing up. And I thought, holy hell, what's it going to be
Mhm.
like when these stripes are gone?
Yeah.
So I got home Saturday. We have that room painted in less than 2 hours. What is this going to open up in me?
Mhm.
What am I going to look at differently? What am I going to be inspired to do? Then I'm doing my hair and getting ready for some friends to come over. And I was like, oh, a map. Me and the damn maps. But
But you have that smaller map
well,
in
it's
your
in our
house.
bedroom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then Paul took the other one to work. I'm going to keep these people in business. And I thought
Right.
to have, because I wanted this map in that room, but there was not a wall for it. Like, because
It's a pretty big map.
it's an enormously ridiculous size map, but but I love it.
Very well on that wall.
Oh, it
I
fits
feel like it just
perfect.
goes there. You should never move it,
Oh,
even when
I won't. Yeah, it's
wants it back. He can't have it now.
yeah. Logan, we're making you another one.
Yeah.
But I thought, oh, how beautiful it would be to have a map in our helpful people and travel area. Now, here's the thing about the map. No one would see it unless they were sleeping there because that bed stays up and it's a cabinet. No one would know it was there except me, Paul, and Lily.
Still powerful.
So powerful. And then you open it up and it's this pop of color with this beautiful map. Oh, so that is the next inspiration. We're ordering wallpaper, which are music notes to put behind that guitar wall. And I wanted to record in there, but there wasn't any space in there. The whole point of this paint job was for me to turn that into an office for me.
Oh, nice.
So I don't have different spaces in the house I go hang out. I have one spot that's just always ready to go, but it's not ready yet. And then I just got inspired to come in here. So this is a really long story to tell you how I got in here, but holy hell, I am so excited to see what things,
Yeah.
because I listened to a silly nudge to paint a room.
It is so interesting, isn't it? When we know that something, we want to have a change, we want some sort of change in our life. And all of a sudden, we're looking around our space. We decide, I want to shift this. And then you realize why it wasn't great in the first place. And you think, this has been like this for 7 years and I never noticed it. Like,
Yeah.
why did I not clue in? And we're feng shui practitioners. We know better.
I
We
know so
know,
much better.
but we just get used to our surroundings and we start to tune it out. But it's still
What
speaking.
else are we tuning out?
Exactly. And it's still speaking to our subconscious mind. It's
Oh, yeah.
still time speaking to us. Like, you know, even just as practical as you walking into that room and going, your subconscious mind going, fuck Leigh, those stripes suck.
Yeah.
You've always hated those stripes. If you've hated them for 7 years,
Yeah.
I don't think you'll walk in the room and go, not
Yeah.
feel that great, not tune into why.
Correct. I thought it was the stripes. I thought it was the colors. I mean, literally every time I walked in there, it was like, ugh.
Yeah.
And
so that's the energy. That's the energy that we put out into
correct.
helpful people travel.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's what happens. And so now when you love it,
I know.
how good is this going to be?
And I know it's going to be a process, right? Because I will need Paul's help. Now, you can probably help me with the wallpaper. I mean, virtually, because you're a
Yes.
master at such things.
Love
But
wallpaper.
I need him to cut the wood, to do all the things he does to the edges of it to make it all pretty, and work that magic, and then even help assembling, because those things are kind of a bitch to put together. I mean, it's a fun project, but there's a lot of details and things to pay attention to. And then he's got to put stuff to hang, like do all this and hang it, because if you could see me hang stuff, he doesn't let me, with good reason.
Well, no one should let me hang stuff either, because I'm the one that is like, this looks good. I don't take the measuring tape. I don't like figure out where to put the ideal screw or the hanger thing. And so I'll hang it and then it's crooked. And then I go, oh, fuck. And then I'll put another hole. So usually I've got one nail hole or like screw hole on one side, one anchor and a screw on one side, and like 4 maybe on the other.
Yeah. You sound like
And
me.
it's okay until you take that fucker off. And then it's like someone who moves into this house will want to curse me.
Yeah. I feel
If
you.
they sell this house, the person is going to go, what the fuck happened here? Like,
The
why is
last,
7 holes in the wall?
yeah, for one thing, the last thing that, besides pictures, I can hang up pictures, like little pictures,
Oh,
but
I cannot.
well, because there's one nail.
Oh, if I only have one
Oh yeah,
hanger, I'm good.
yeah, I can handle that. But I decide to go get curtain rods and drapes for our little guest bathroom. We had this little bitty window. There were holes everywhere, Sandra. I mean, Paul is like, what the fuck are you doing in here? Oh, it's fine. And he finally was like, would you like a little help? And and since when I get that look in my eye of, oh, I'm going to go hang this, it
Yeah,
scares him. Oh,
yeah,
shit. I don't want her to think I'm being controlling, but she does not know what the fuck she's doing. And he is not wrong.
right.
So, what
Oh,
happened to you this week? What's going on with you?
okay. I went to Vancouver.
Yes.
Cam and I, and my daughter Shay and her boyfriend, we all went to Vancouver to watch my son play football, Cole play football. It was the home opener, very first game, and it was against University of British Columbia. And they kind of had an axe to grind a little bit against
Okay.
UBC because they had lost the Hardy Cup to UBC. They were leading the entire way until one last play with no seconds left on the clock. As soon as the clock runs down at 0 seconds in Canada, our rules, I think it's different in the US, but our rules are you've got one less play.
Okay.
Right. So the play stopped and it was 0 seconds. So they had one last play. It depends on when the seconds stop.
Okay.
They get a fucking touchdown on the one last play.
Other
It was like
team.
a Mary, how the hell? Yeah. And they lost the Hardy Cup. So
Okay.
the schedule came out to the coaches in December. They have been looking for payback and they have not won against Vancouver or UBC since 2019 at home. And they lost
Oh,
all 3 games against UBC last year. So this was their like what's the word? This was like their time to shine. This was their goal, was to win, and they wanted it so
yeah.
bad. And they were prepared, so I was so excited. I love to go to Vancouver. We get just a week prior, Shay's boyfriend doesn't get the time, one day off. So we left on Thursday. And his boss says, I can't give you Thursday off. I can only give you Friday off. You can only leave Friday at noon. So this is not ideal because we're leaving Thursday morning.
Right.
So we shift his flight. He has never flown before by himself, rarely flown. So we shift his flight. He's got to get there. The 3 of us, go to get on the plane. Our plane is delayed. Then our plane, they announced that there is some sort of sensor behind the engine that needs replacing. And the nearest part, if they can't fix it, the nearest part is in Toronto. I'm thinking, this is a really lot of detail for me to not want to know.
Yeah.
Bam, they cancel our flight. So, I mean, we don't have any plans. We're not going to miss the football game,
Right.
but we had plans to meet with my aunt and things like that. And so my daughter is like, This is frustrating. What if we don't get there on time? What if we don't get there till tomorrow? She is annoyed at having to stand in these long lineups to get our meal vouchers and all these things. And there was a lot of people that were really stressed.
Mm-hmm.
And Cam and I both just kind of went with it. We knew it was all going to work out. We allowed it to just go with the flow, and everything worked out.
Yeah.
We got $90 worth of food vouchers. So we got $90 worth of meals for lunch.
Yeah.
And we got on the plane and we ended up getting there. I think it was like 5 hours later, and that was it. And it all worked out. But as I sat there, I thought about the difference between the experience that Cam and I were having and the experience that Shay had.
Yeah.
And the experience that other people had, they were way more pissed than Shay. Shay was just mildly annoyed.
Right.
But there was a continuum of people. There were some that were furious.
Yeah.
And I thought
you can sympathize a little bit, right? Because we've been there, and you can feel yourself cross that line where it's like, fuck. And then you tell the story and call everyone you know and talk to people around you, and they're getting more angry, and then you're getting more, yeah, we're right. And then you're justified. And it feels like shit.
Speculation. I mean, I was listening to people on the phone going, well, I guess we're not going to get on this. This is bullshit. I'm thinking, I don't really want to get on a plane with a sensor that is faulty, that is right behind the engine. Like, I'm good, But there was people going, this is bullshit. And the next flight out isn't until 4:15. I'm never going to get out of here. Oh, fuck. Now they canceled that one. Man, I just thought, wow, I am so thankful, that we flew the day before the game, because I don't want to miss the game. But
when that would have been a little bit more scary, I'll say,
and emotionally,
if it had been the day of the game.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. We didn't, we just had a few like personal plans, but we didn't have we weren't going to miss a game.
Yeah.
And so, but it was like, I really thought, like, in that moment, we really get to choose our experience. We had a lovely meal at the airport that was free, that we didn't need, like we wouldn't have had that otherwise, because we would have been on the plane eating, I don't know, like cinnamon sticks.
Yeah.
Sesame sticks, and so we had a lovely meal. We got to spend more time chatting. We had a lovely conversation with the people next to us. And we didn't get all worked up and pissed off and angry and ruin our fucking day.
Yeah.
And I feel like Shay was able to quickly work through that edginess that she had because we had stayed calm.
Y'all weren't feeding it.
We weren't feeding it. It was like, and I know Cam just said, well, like, what can we do?
Yeah.
We're not going to control this. So the only thing we can control is ourselves in that situation that we can't control,
Yeah.
And now, earlier I had a moment that I'm not so proud of where I was in my own head and I was reactive a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I had to kind of have this like, oh my God, get your shit together, Priestley kind of moment. And I'm so thankful that I did, because could you imagine? I wasn't having a good morning. I had a headache. I was just like in my head, just pissed off at a number of things just that I couldn't control already. And I had to have this moment with myself going, get your shit together, calm your ass down. And then thank God that I did. Because had I not gotten a handle on my little child there, my little temper tantrum that I was having in my mind, that would have been way worse.
Oh, yeah.
Because it is like I stubbed my toe in the morning and I started to go down that rabbit hole. And then I had to stop myself and go, okay, how do I want to experience this day?
Yeah.
Not in the way that I am, it's going.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
so I changed my mindset, and then I was able to navigate through the minor inconvenience, really, to
Mhm.
us.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
It's just like when we went on our trip to New Orleans and Paul said,
exactly.
we have no plans today. We will meet your brother and have brunch, and we have to be at the show at 8 p.m. But other than that, we're going to let this day be what this day will be.
Right.
And we agreed on that before we got in the truck to head out. And
Exactly.
it became an adventure. Like, oh, well, we know these things are happening, but we don't know anything else. And,
Mhm.
you know, we went through a flash flood alert
Well,
day.
right.
Like
Exactly.
that was an action-packed day, but we never
Yeah.
got angry or we didn't let anything get to us. It was
Well,
the
and there
most
was family
effort.
stuff that happened. There was
Oh,
family
there
stuff
was
that day.
that I
There was
was able to just say,
like
that's not fucking up my weekend. Nope. That is
exactly,
not important.
exactly. And I really was I was so hyper aware of the fact that I was so thankful that we were able to have that mentality of like, okay,
Yeah.
well, let's see what happens. But I was more grateful that I was able to get my shit together
Yeah.
earlier before it happened too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because man, my whole day could have been
Yeah.
not good.
And Abraham would call that getting out ahead of it. You set
Absolutely.
yourself up for the
Yeah.
best possible outcome.
Yeah.
And y'all had fun.
Exactly.
You showed something to Shay.
Right.
Like you
And
modeled it.
yes. And I think, it's so easy for us to get affected to be it's so easy for us to be affected by other people's energies.
Yeah.
And so she was affected by ours in a better way.
Mhm. Yeah.
And I was probably, when I was pissy earlier, I was probably affected by theirs in a better way.
Because they
But
were all chill.
because they were all chill, they were all happy. I was annoyed. I just like my day started off not well. And it was just like, stub your toe. What the
Mm.
fuck? Everything went wrong. And
Until
it
it
went
did.
wrong because I was looking for it to go
Yeah.
wrong. I was in that energy. And so just being around theirs where they were having fun and I was sort of just sitting in my own shit, watching them, have a blast.
Yeah.
I just thought, okay,
I want to play over there with them. That looks like more fun.
right. And then when you stay in that energy, no matter like you've got these amazing boundaries, you're just having so much fun. No matter what happens around you, no matter how many people are pissed, you can sit back and go, oh, happy I'm here.
Hmm. Yeah. And
Right?
then there are other times that you're not quite in that place. And it's easier for you to go to the other side and you find yourself over there.
Yeah.
Don't stay there too long. Don't beat yourself up for being over there. Recognize, oh, I'm over here and this is not where I want to play.
Exactly. Or you'll be there all day
Or
or
you'll be
week.
there all day. But whenever you realize you're there and you don't want to be there anymore, you can leave.
We have the power to change
We
it.
do.
Exactly.
We do. But we sometimes beat ourselves up. I should know better. Yeah, I should, but I didn't. I know
Yeah,
better now. Let's go.
exactly.
But on that note, I think we're out of time.
I think we are too. This
I
was
think-
fun.
Yes. Oh, thank you so much, Sandra. This was amazing. And thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you next Thursday on the Happy Half Hour. Bye.
Bye.